Those of you who weren't aware of it, last night there were town hall meetings in Wisconsin, and Donald Trump, I honestly believe that he basically doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground as far as world politics and events are concerned. Now, last night, Donald Trump basically came out for nuclear proliferation, i.e., instead of trying to restrict the amount of nuclear weapons in the world, he seemed like he was all for Japan becoming nuclearized as well as South Korea. Now, if those two countries become nuclearized, it's just a matter of time before you get countries like Saudi Arabia who also would want to be nuclearized, which basically all that means is there's going to be a nuclear arms race. And in any sane person's mind, you know, that's the last thing that you want to have happen. Now, Trump also acts like a 5-year-old kid as far as you know, the argument he's making regarding his wife being put in a less than complimentary political pamphlet in Utah, and then him coming out and creating a tweet with a less than favorable picture of Ted Cruz's wife Heidi, with a picture of his wife, obviously, who's a model, and you know, she's a good-looking woman. Okay, so but then in the same breath he says that he's not attacking women. Well, that picture of Heidi Cruz, in everybody's opinion, is basically an attack on her looks and on her. Now, Trump never answers questions. He never answers questions, and he always speaks in hyperbole. Okay, and not to mention he always speaks about himself in the third person. He believes that government should be in health care, okay, and take care of the health care for its citizens, but he also believes that health care should be private. So which one is it? Either the government's going to be controlling it, or it should be private, but it really can't be both. Okay, he was talking about Belgium and Brussels, Belgium, with the terrorist attack there. And he called Brussels a hellhole. Now, just because you're attacked, you know, doesn't make you your city a hellhole. You know, a bunch of people got attacked in San Bernardino, and that damn sure is not a hellhole. I mean, it's not the greatest place in the world, but you know, it's okay. It's not a hellhole. And as far as NATO is concerned, he believes that you know, NATO needs to, well, we need to bail out of NATO. It needs to be reorganized. He believes a whole bunch of things. But the primary focus of NATO is that of a defensive organization. It's not an offensive organization. And he believes that as far as the Constitution is concerned, executive orders aren't legit. But executive orders are specifically mentioned in the Constitution. So, you know, again, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, as important, we have an issue with labor in this country, i.e. Physical labor. There was a gentleman who's a farmer who indicated that he uses, more than likely, illegal immigrants for labor. Now, he claims that he pays them well, and you know, they have benefits and they pay their taxes. But he specifically asked Trump what he would do in order to be able to keep the laborers that they already have and that they need in this country, and Trump didn't answer him. Now, the logical conclusion there is if Trump has his way and they get rid of all of the laborers, both in Wisconsin and all over the country, California, etc., the price of produce and the price of products, dairy products, agricultural products, is going to go sky high because, as the gentleman stated last night, they can't get American workers to do the jobs that these laborers are basically doing. So Trump really doesn't have a whole lot of answers. He gets out there and he's all buff and spouting all of this rhetoric, but when it comes down to actually getting answers to questions, you can't nail him down. Now, Anderson Cooper had asked him about some of these subjects several times, trying to nail him down, and he goes into his stock speech about making America great again, and he goes off in a tangent, and then every time Cooper tried to pull him back, he just refused basically to answer. So, Trump is a joke. And when he gets into a real debate, if you can get a moderator like those moderators on Univision that really nail down Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, if you can get those guys to go after Trump and the other Republican potential nominees, I think that would be great.